What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Give it up for yourselves. So this first piece is inspired by what I would argue is what everything we've talked about today comes back to. The driving force, the place it all comes from. And this is called Everything. It goes like this. You are everything, the only thing. If only everyone on this earth could feel this, you are a bowl of Captain Crunch cereal that won't end, and I'm for. In a bright red onesie with the butt flap in the back. It's a Saturday morning at 7 o'clock sharp, and Transformers is on. Followed by Fraggle Rock, followed by the Thundercats. You are that feeling of me walking out of that middle school dance after kissing Natasha Bradbury. That's right, Natasha Bradbury, the older 8th grade woman. And all of my 7th grade friends and hers were watching you, a hidden bucket of quarters in my glove compartment, as I realized the parking meter is broken. The street sweeper only comes yesterday, and the traffic cop is drunk, toasting me from the bar across the street. You are a Scantron final exam in statistics that's already been filled in with a number 2 pencil and just got handed to me by my professor, who winks and says, "It's senior spring, Carlos. You've earned it. Now get out of here." You are Batman, trick-or-treating with me in the 2nd grade. The 3rd Halloween in a row, I wore the bat suit. You are every single slap bracelet ever made in a box on my front steps. And a Willy Wonka chocolate factory in my backyard. You are no wait time on the tarmac at LaGuardia. 84 degrees with clear skies and the slip and slide, ready to go open road on the Autobahn in a brand new Lamborghini Murcielago. You are waking up from a dream to see Michelangelo painting the ceiling of my room for me. You are ozone pulled back together with light like a set of curtains on Broadway, an AK-47 magically turned into plastic, a super soaker filled with Kool-Aid. You are prisons transformed into gingerbread houses, life made into a big game of cops and robbers, and someone just yelled, "Switch!" You are landmines made into goodie bags, filled to the brim with fresh fruit and blow pops, bombs that all blow up in the sky as fireworks, like Christmas tree ornaments decorating the night your earthquake-ravaged land in Chile, in China, in Haiti, turned to Nerf blocks and moonbounce floors that leave victims only laughing in stitches, politicians in army fatigues, ready to take over the front lines in Iraq so that all the troops can come home to their families. You are life decisions that can be reset like a video game when they're wrong, only saved when you want them to. You are that first violin note in Beethoven's head that became his 9th symphony, an opus his ears never knew because they were deaf, but a song he still knew by heart in his chest. Baby, you make me a giddy kid again each time I see you. This feeling you give me would make a child of anyone if only everyone on this earth could feel your light. There would be nothing left to hate or fight, and only room left inside of them to celebrate this life. So, everyone's like, what was that about? Okay, who here's been accused of not looking like what their given name is at birth? Clap. They hear your name, they're like, you don't look like that. All right. This is inspired by a real thing that happened where someone said the same thing to me. All right, goes like this. After the show, she asked me, oh, wait, let me say, who's been to a spoken word thing before? Clap if you have. Okay. I know we're talking about intense stuff. It's okay. You take a deep breath out. You can snap your fingers, you can clap your hands, you can stomp your feet, you can say, you can put a hand up. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Put a hand up. You know what I'm talking about? All right. After the show, she asked me, Carlos Andreas Gomez is your stage name, right? I mean, I've never met a Hispanic who looks like you, so what's your real name? Question. Do I need to look like Juan Valdez or Speedy Gonzalez? or an Arizona resident to look Latino? Or like a Hispanic, as you say. And what is a Hispanic exactly? I could guess what you mean. And assume that it's a low-priced gardening tool. Like the one buried in a shed behind your Victorian summer home, or that invisible harvesting instrument that picks all of your grapes for you and has to survive on slave wage plantations without unions, bathroom breaks, or vacation. Or maybe when you say Hispanic, you mean your stand-in parent. That person who raises your kids for you when you're tired of being a mom. That mouthless set of infinite hands and knees that scrubs the shit from your toilets and throws away the used condoms when you forget to hide them. And I don't have a backyard or a lover on the side, or kids for that matter. So maybe I just haven't had the need yet, but I haven't come across a Hispanic thus far in my life. Nor have I met a black, a Chinaman, or a towel-headed Arab anytime recently either, but I have met Latinos. Proud of the vibrant patchwork quilt we've had to weave over centuries across an endless cemetery that cradles our past. A swollen dust underneath our souls, wherever we stand, that we nickname home. Twisting roots at war, looking for nothing else but to be held. You know, held? Like a family grasping onto each other. Because they've left behind everything and only have each other left. Arriving on Mars without a guidebook or a map. I have met Latinos who people think are Aboriginal in Patagonia, East Asian in Chile, West African in La República Dominicana, Scandinavian, Argentina, Native American in Colombia. I have met Latinos who look like Juan Valdez and can't speak a word of Spanish. Others who look like Hillary Duff with a mother who looks like Hillary Clinton, that are from Paraguay and teach Spanish grammar in Puerto Rico. Latinos who speak Quechua and nothing else. Dance cumbia like the horizon is on fire because of them. And now they're trying to burn tomorrow to the ground. I have met Latinos who cook like their broken English moms and mispronounce their own last names. Colombians who don't know who Gabriel Garcia Marquez is. Dark-skinned Dominicans who hate Haitians because they remind them that they're African. Blue-eyed Cubans who spit poetry about revolucion and mean it. Living in Miami with two parents who lost their mansions in the 1950s too, and I don't tattoo my body because my veins are already too full with ink. Passion-rich pigments that can't help but pulse and flow. Look at my heart, you short-sighted fool. I mean, really, look at it. Cut open my chest and stare at that proud glow, and then ask me if I look Latino. Is this clock right? Can I get a check? Is this clock right here? Someone who knows something? Or else I'm going to do 2 more poems. Okay, no one answers? I'm doing 2 more poems. You said the what? It's what? The time is up. Okay. What? One more poem? You want one more? I'll do 2 minutes long. Short poem. One more poem. All right. Any future social workers, teachers in the house? This is for you. True story from when I worked in New York. Goes like this. Their high school principal told me I couldn't teach poetry with profanity, so I asked my students, raise your hand if you've heard of the Holocaust. In unison, their arms rose up like poisonous gas, then straightened out like an SS infantry. Okay, please put your hands down. Now raise your hand if you've heard of the Rwandan genocide. Blank stares. Mixed with curious ignorance, a quivering hand out of the crowd, halfway raised, like a lone survivor struggling to stand up in Kigali, loose. Are you sure about that? No. That's what I thought. Carlos, what's genocide? They won't let you hear the truth at school if a person says fuck. Can't even talk about fuck even though a third of their senior class is pregnant. I can't teach an 18-year-old girl in a public school how to use a condom that will save her life and that of the orphan she'll be forced to give to the foster care system. Carlos, how many 13-year-olds do you know that are HIV positive? Honestly, none. But I do visit a shelter every Monday and talk with 6 12-year-old girls with diagnosed AIDS, while 4th graders 3 blocks away give little boys blowjobs during recess. I'm an 11-year-old gang member in the South Bronx who carries a semi-automatic weapon to study hall so we can make it home. And you want me to censor my language? Carlos, what's genocide? Your books leave out Emmett Till and Medgar Evers. Call themselves world history and don't mention King Leopold, or diamond mines call themselves politics in the modern world and don't mention apartheid. Carlos, what's genocide? You wonder why children hide in adult bodies. lie under light color-eyed contact lenses, learn to fetishize the size of their ass, and simultaneously hate their lips. My students thought Che Guevara was a rapper from East Harlem. Still think my Mumia t-shirt is of Bob Marley. How can literacy not include Phyllis Wheatley? Schools were built in the shadows of ghosts, filtered through incest and grinding teeth, molded under veils of extravagant ritual. Carlos, what's genocide? Rosalyn, how old was she? ¿Cuántos años tuvo tu madre cuando se murió? My mother had 32 years when she died. Ella era bellísima. What's genocide? They've moved on from sterilizing Boricua women, injecting indigenous sisters with hepatitis B. Now they just kill mothers with silent poison, stain their loyalty and love into veins and suffocate them. What's genocide? Ridwan's father hung himself in the box because he thought his son was ashamed of him. What's genocide? Maureen's mother gave her skin lightening cream the day before she started the 6th grade. What's genocide? She carved straight lines into her beautiful brown thighs so she can remember what it feels like to heal. What's genocide? What's genocide? Carlos, what's genocide? Luz. This right here is genocide.